My name is Camila Reyes, and 3 weeks ago, I sat across a conference table from my former in-laws while they signed documents transferring their family business to my holding company. Their lawyer explained each clause. They nodded silently. I said nothing. The pen scratches were the only sound in the room. 5 years earlier, they told me I wasn't worthy of their family name. Now their name existed because I allowed it to. I met James Rothwell in graduate school. He was charming and ambitious. I was focused and driven. We fell in love over late-night study sessions and shared dreams of building something meaningful. He came from old money. His family owned Rothwell Consulting, a regional firm specializing in corporate restructuring. Respectable but stagnant. I came from a working-class immigrant family. My parents owned a small restaurant. I paid for school with scholarships and part-time jobs. James said none of that mattered. He was wrong. The first dinner with his parents revealed everything. They lived in a historic estate with manicured gardens and furniture older than my entire family lineage in America. His mother Claudia greeted me with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. His father Richard offered a handshake that felt like an inspection. Dinner was formal and uncomfortable. They asked polite questions designed to establish exactly where I came from and why I didn't belong. What did my parents do? Where did I grow up? What were my family's connections? Each answer confirmed their suspicions. I was an outsider. James proposed anyway. I said yes because I loved him and believed love conquered prejudice. Our engagement announcement brought forced congratulations from his family. Claudia mentioned several times that the wedding would need to reflect Rothwell's standards. She meant their standards, not mine. Planning became a battle. My preferences were dismissed as not sophisticated enough. My family's traditions were gently redirected towards something more appropriate. I compromised repeatedly, believing marriage was about unity. The breaking point came 2 months before the wedding. We gathered at the estate for a family meeting. Richard wanted to discuss the prenuptial agreement. Standard protection for family assets, he explained. I understood. But then Claudia said something that changed everything. She said marriage meant joining their world, and frankly, I didn't fit their world. My background was too different. My family had no legacy. I would carry the Rothwell name but never truly embody it. She suggested perhaps James and I should reconsider whether we were truly compatible. James said nothing. He sat beside his mother and looked at his hands. That silence answered every question I had about our future. I excused myself, drove home, and ended the engagement that night. James called repeatedly. He apologized and said his mother didn't mean it. But he hadn't defended me. He had let her voice what he quietly believed. I returned the ring and blocked his number. The wedding was canceled. Humiliation was absolute. I spent 2 weeks processing the rejection. Then I transformed grief into fuel. I had been working on a business concept for months. A consulting platform that connected mid-sized companies with specialized experts for short-term projects. More efficient than traditional firms. More affordable. More modern. I had hesitated to pursue it because building a startup felt risky. Suddenly, risk felt better than safe misery. Have you ever been told you don't belong somewhere and used that rejection to build something powerful? Tell me in the comments. I launched Reyes Advisory Group with $12,000 in savings. No investors, no partners, just me and a laptop. I built the platform myself using freelance developers. I cold-called potential clients and experts. I worked 16-hour days. The first 6 months were brutal. I lived on rice and instant coffee. I questioned everything. But slowly, traction came. Small companies loved our model. Experts appreciated flexible arrangements. Revenue started flowing. By the end of year 1, I had 30 clients and 50 experts in the network. Year 2 brought expansion. I hired 3 employees. We refined operations. We added specialized verticals. Tech, healthcare, finance. Companies began choosing us over traditional consulting firms because we delivered faster results at lower costs. Our reputation grew through referrals. I never mentioned the Rothwells. I was too busy building something that actually mattered. Year 3 was transformative. A private equity firm noticed our growth and offered partnership capital. $2 million for 20% equity. I accepted. We scaled aggressively, opened offices in 4 cities, grew the expert network to 500 professionals. Revenue hit $15 million. I appeared in business publications as an entrepreneur to watch. Awards followed, recognition followed, success followed. All of it built from rejection by people who measured worth by inheritance instead of capability. Meanwhile, I heard through mutual connections that Rothwell Consulting was struggling. Their traditional model felt outdated. Younger companies preferred agile approaches. Their client base was aging. Revenue declined slowly but steadily. Richard tried modernizing but couldn't adapt quickly enough. The business that represented 5 generations of Rothwell excellence was becoming irrelevant. I felt nothing hearing this. I was too focused on my own trajectory. Year 4 brought an unexpected opportunity. My PE partners identified potential acquisition targets, companies we could integrate into our platform.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.
Rothwell Consulting appeared on the list. The irony was exquisite. They needed capital and modernization. We needed their established client relationships and industry credibility. On paper, it made perfect business sense. Emotionally, it meant something entirely different. I could acquire the family that said I wasn't good enough to carry their name. I approached the deal methodically. I had my team conduct thorough due diligence. Rothwell Consulting was worth approximately $8 million, declining but salvageable. I authorized my lawyers to make an offer. $10 million. Generous enough to be attractive, structured to keep the Rothwell name as a subsidiary brand, but operated under Reyes Advisory Group. They would maintain some autonomy, but report to my executive team. It was a lifeline disguised as acquisition. Richard received the offer and requested a meeting. I agreed to come to their office. Walking into Rothwell Consulting felt surreal. The furniture was expensive but dated. The receptionist looked bored. The energy was stagnant. Richard greeted me in his office. He looked older, tired. He thanked me for the offer and said the firm needed strategic partnership. He never acknowledged our history. He treated me like any other potential buyer. Professional distance. I kept the conversation focused on business, transition timeline, integration strategy, staff retention, brand positioning. I was offering them survival, and we both knew it. The deal terms were fair but firm. They would maintain the Rothwell name, but Reyes Advisory Group would own everything. Their legacy continued only because I chose to preserve it. The power dynamic had reversed completely, and I never needed to mention it. The paperwork said everything. The acquisition closed on a Tuesday morning. We gathered in a neutral conference room, lawyers on both sides. Richard and Claudia signing as representatives of the family business. My CFO beside me managing documentation. Each signature transferred ownership. Each initial confirmed the new reality. The family that once told me I wasn't fit to carry their name now operated under mine. Their consulting firm existed as a subset of my company. Their expertise flowed through my platform. Their revenue contributed to my bottom line. Claudia looked at me once during the signing. Her expression was unreadable. Pride wounded beyond repair, or perhaps understanding, finally, that worth isn't determined by last names or heritage. I met her eyes calmly and looked away. There was no satisfaction in her discomfort, only the quiet recognition that I had built something they couldn't diminish. The acquisition wasn't about humiliating them. It was about proving that their assessment had been catastrophically wrong. After signing, Richard attempted small talk. He mentioned James was doing well, working at a firm in Boston, engaged to someone from an appropriate family, presumably. I congratulated him politely and excused myself. I had another meeting. Always another meeting when you're building an empire. I walked out of that conference room and never looked back. The Rothwells were now a line item in my portfolio, nothing more. The integration went smoothly. We modernized their operations, updated their technology, introduced them to our platform. Their longtime clients appreciated the improvements. Some of their consultants thrived with our resources, others retired. The Rothwell name remained on business cards and letterhead, but everyone understood the real power structure. Reyes Advisory Group was the parent. The legacy they guarded so carefully existed now because I permitted it. James sent an email months later. He congratulated me on the acquisition, said he always knew I would do something remarkable, asked if we could meet for coffee. I never responded. Some chapters close permanently. He had his chance to stand beside me when I needed support. He chose family loyalty over partnership. I chose myself over waiting for validation that would never come. We both lived with those choices. My company continued growing. We acquired 2 more consulting firms, expanded internationally, built a reputation for innovation and results. I appeared on panels about entrepreneurship and disruption. Interviewers asked about my journey. I talked about building from nothing, about believing in your vision when others don't. I never mentioned the Rothwells. They weren't part of my origin story anymore. They were just one acquisition among several. Their rejection was the spark, but my work was the fire. I still see their names occasionally, on email signatures from their consultants, on reports from that subsidiary. Each time I'm reminded that the family who measured my worth by my lack of pedigree now depends on the empire I built from that dismissal. That's the revenge that matters, not confrontation, not rubbing their faces in failure. Just the quiet reality that their name continues existing because mine allows it to. The prenuptial agreement Claudia worried about never happened. James married someone else. I married my company, built something that can't be divorced or diminished. Every acquisition is proof that worth isn't inherited, it's created. The Rothwells had 5 generations of legacy. I had drive and vision. In the end, my 5 years beat their 5 generations. That's not anger, that's just mathematics. Their business runs under my name now. Not literally merged, but fundamentally owned. When people search Rothwell Consulting, they find a Reyes Advisory Group subsidiary. My logo appears above theirs. My vision guides their strategy. My approval determines their direction. They told me I wasn't fit to carry their family name. They were right. I was always meant to build my own, and theirs would eventually live in its shadow. That's not revenge. That's just business. Exceptionally personal business. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to watch more revenge and inspiring stories that will make you excited like this one. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments and let us know what you think about this story.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.